Hello, my friends. What does it mean to be present? Most of us think we know what it really means, but do we really? We are so used to living a certain way. We're so used to being caught up in thought. Our thoughts are usually consistently streaming through our minds. And when we are constantly thinking, we're analyzing, we're evaluating, we're judging, we're critiquing, we have this constant commentary going through our mind. Every time we look at something, we have a thought about it. Every time we hear something, we think about it, we label it. When we see an interaction or we are out in public, everything that we are experiencing in our life, we have this running commentary about it. And even when we're just driving or doing something that doesn't require thought, usually we are lost in thought. For instance, when was the last time you drove home from any place and you were completely present? Your mind didn't go wander, because we literally don't have to think about it, right? Our body has become so habitually used to doing whatever it is that we do. When we wake up in the morning, we do the same things every day. We either check our phone or we get up and go to the bathroom and start to do what we normally do, brush our teeth, take a shower, or first go make coffee or go take a cup of coffee. We each have our own rituals of how we wake up in the morning. And we don't even have to think about it. So we're not even present when we're doing these things. We are not fully here. We're lost in thought. We're thinking about what we have to do that day, or we're checking emails and thinking about what we just read, or thinking about the news. There are so many distractions in life that we really are not even present in our own life until we become aware that this truly is the case, that we are lost in our mind thinking instead of really fully being here. That is when we can start to do things different and consciously make it a point to bring ourselves to the present moment. It's so sad because most people don't know this and just live their entire lives caught up in their mind. And our mind is constantly feeding us thoughts. That's just part of the way that our mind works. When we are breathing and when our blood flows, we are not an active participant in those functions. It just naturally happens. Well, it's the same thing with our thoughts streaming through our mind. We don't have an active participation in that. And yet we allow that to take up all of the waking moments of our day, are usually caught up in this running stream of thought. And our attention is then caught up in that thought. Whether the thought serves us or not, that we actually do have a choice. We have the ability to choose to take our power back from the mind, from this endless streaming of mind, and bring ourselves to the present moment so that we can actually be present during our life instead of caught up in this thought that's constantly going through our mind. When we talk about the present moment, we're talking about being in the here and now. Literally putting all of our attention in what we're experiencing, not putting our attention to the thoughts about what we're experiencing. Our mind takes us out of the present moment all the time, and then we don't really get to enjoy our life. So this message is to bring to your awareness that we all at every given moment have the opportunity to choose to remain present in the moment. And I know that this is not something that we're used to doing, so it does take practice. So what I'm inviting you to do is to make it a regular practice in your day, because the more that we do it, the better we get. It can be meditation that helps us to become more present in our life, because meditation is a way that we can improve or increase that ability to be present. It's practice. It doesn't mean just because you tried it once and you don't think you're good at it, does not mean that you're not good at it. It just means that you were judging yourself. You had unrealistic expectations because you're telling yourself that you're supposed to be good at it when you didn't even practice it yet. Nothing that we haven't practiced are we good at. When we sit down to play an instrument, we have no clue what we're doing. So to expect ourselves to play a tune is unrealistic. And if we get disappointed because we don't play a tune at the first time we try, we're going to give up. So what I'm asking you is to give it another try. And this time, don't judge yourself. Know that this is the beginning of your practice and just love yourself for doing it. Taking time each day, be in stillness. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just sit down by yourself without any distractions, turning off all your notifications on your phone, telling your family or anybody in your home that you need some time alone, not to bother you, and just sit. Even if it's for just 5 minutes, just notice how that feels. Not doing anything, not being distracted by anything, and slowing your body down, slowing your mind down, because the more you slow down, the more you'll be able to do this. And not judge yourself when a thought comes in, because that's natural, it's expected. Instead, just be curious. Instead of getting attached to it, just notice it and let it pass. And if it does suck you in and you start to think about something, that's okay. The moment that you're aware that you're thinking about it, bring your attention back and be back to presence again. You can sit in nature. That's another beautiful way to be present. Just focusing on nature and allowing yourself to experience it for what it is. And meditation is another beautiful way to practice presence. And there are so many different kinds of meditation. So when we become more present in our lives, we no longer are getting caught up in this mind trap, and we are actually giving ourselves the best gift that we can possibly give ourselves, which is experiencing our life, not letting our life go by with just sleepwalking in it and not even recognizing that we haven't even been living in it. The reason why it's so important to be present, in addition to being able to actually live our life and experience it, it's to take our power back from the conditioned programs that are telling us who we are, and start to become aware of the way that we have been perceiving things. And we can now open up new doors to new perceptions. And that in itself, opening those new doors, is the key to opening up a new life, to opening up new opportunities. In fact, the present moment is the only place where miracles happen, where beautiful things, new things come into your life. Until you become present, you are destined to just go through the motions and not realize that you actually have the choice of creating something new in your life. I hope that this has served you. If it has, I am going to be providing to people who reach out to me some more value in order to help you to become more present. So please let me know if this is something that you would like, and I'll be happy to provide it to you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Mwah. To presence and opening up new doors in your life.